So let's go back to the history. So right now, where you are standing, this place is called as Ile de la Cité. It means city island, which looks like this. This is Ile de la Cité. So Paris is basically made up of two islands. Ile de la Cité, which is city island, and Ile Saint-Louis. It means the island of Saint Louis. This island was settled by a Celtic tribe known as Parisi. And today the people of Paris are called as Parisian. Remember, Parisian, not Persian. Those are the people from Persia. Today it is Iran. And these people are called as Parisian. And in French, Paris is called as Paris. So before this cathedral was built, there was a temple here dedicated to Jupiter. Later on it was demolished and a cathedral was built. But as the settlement grew, as the population increased, it was not possible for everyone to go inside during the prayers or mass or gatherings or some important function, no. So in 1160, Bishop Sully, he proposed an idea to build a bigger, a better, a modern version of cathedral. So in 1163, King Louis VII decided to construct it, and that's how the construction started. Just some small history about the King Louis VII. He wasn't supposed to be the king, no. His brother was supposed to be the king, but unfortunately he died. So the responsibility given was King Louis VII. He was trained to be a bishop. So he did kind of a below average job as a king, and the only best thing he did was building this, nothing else. So the construction started in 1163 and it completed in 1345. So it was around like 200 years, and it took around 1,000 laborers. And today the value of Notre Dame is more than $1 billion according to a 2050 report. So this was how the construction started and how it went. Now let us talk about the structural history. So if you can see, there are two towers. That side of the tower is called as Northern Tower, and this side of the tower is called as Southern Tower. Any idea why it is called as Northern Tower and Southern Tower?
North and south.
Exactly. That's north and this is south. And the front facing is called as the western facade or west facade. The reason why is that's west. They didn't use much of a brain in naming them because they had so much of other things to do. So they were like, okay, that's north, you take north, and this south, you take south. And afterwards, in 1240, the Northern Tower was completed, and after a decade later, in 1250, the Southern Tower was completed. So there was a gap of 10 years in between. In the Northern Tower, there was supposed to be 4 bells. The bells used to weigh around more than 750 kilograms to more than 1900 kilograms. But in 17th century, something happened. The French started to play the national sports. Any idea what is the national sport of France?
Football, soccer.
Rugby.
Protesting. So that was the beginning of the French Revolution. So what the protesters came, they went to the Northern Tower, they removed the bells and they melted it so that they can make arms and ammunition to protest against the king and the ruling class. And then they went to the Southern Tower. In the Southern Tower there was a bell called Emmanuel Bell, which looks like this. Okay, so when the protesters saw the Emmanuel Bell, they were like, you know, dude, it's too much of work, we don't want it. Let us manage with the Northern Bells. Because the Emmanuel Bell weighs around 13 tons, 13,000 kilograms. Just to give you a rough idea how big it is, this is how big it is. Just one more information, if you ever see this guy, don't tell him I'm using his photo because I've not taken his consent. He can sue me. So, Because it was so big, the French people thought, okay dude, if we bring this down, we are going to go up to the heavens. So keep it there, or else you will die. And to celebrate the 850th anniversary of the cathedral, in 2013, 10 new bells were recasted again. But after the fire, there's no idea how many of them are remaining. It's going to be next year. They're going to close what's all bells is remaining. I'm sorry about my English. I'm trying to learn French, and in that process, my English has become shit. Although I've got C1 in English, but this French is like coming. I can speak and write 5 more languages, so everything is coming together. Okay, and moving ahead. So if you come down a bit below, you will see the circular windows. Those windows are called as rose windows. And those are some of the oldest windows still surviving. This was built in 13th century. In total, there are 3 windows just like this: the northern, the western, and the southern. In the northern, we have the drawings of New Testaments. In the southern, we have the drawings of Jesus along with the Old Testaments. And here we have the drawings of life. Someone is king, someone is bishop, someone is a businessman, something like that. But we cannot see the drawings from here. If we were able to go inside, from the inside it was visible, not from the outside. And if you see in the front, there are 3 statues. On the left and the right, it's angels, and in the front, it's Mary with baby Jesus. This was about the statues in the front. Now, we come down a bit more below, Gallery of Kings. So, although this cathedral was completed in 1345, the Gallery of King was recarved again in 19th century. The reason why was the French favorite sports, protest. When the protesters came, when the revolutionaries came, at that time, whoever was wearing the crown, it means they are dead. Because they were so mad at the monarchies and the king. So,
stop recording.
When they came, they saw these statues were wearing the crown. They became so mad, they climbed up and beheaded them all. But unfortunate thing is, at that time, nobody told them that this king they are beheading are not the French kings. No, those are the king of Judas, a modern version of cathedral. So what they decided was like, they are going to build high ceilings. So to support the high ceilings, they have to build thick walls. Plus they also wanted to install windows inside. But thick walls and windows don't go together. The windows might crack. So they decided to go with thin walls. But what about the pressure from the roof? The walls might collapse. So they decided to put a lot of pillar in between. But it will reduce the space inside. So what to do now? So what they decided, they are going to go with the Gothic architecture. And this is one of the oldest Gothic architectures still surviving. And the important feature of this Gothic architecture is flying buttress. It has nothing to do with flying, it has nothing to do with butter. Still they name it as a flying buttress. And this is how the flying buttress looks like. If you see these lines, these are the flying buttress. And if you see those lines over there, those are the flying buttress. So what this flying buttress do is like, they take all the pressure from the roof and the walls, they balance it and pushes down to the ground. So this is how they were able to achieve the architecture they want. They wanted a big ceilings, they achieved it. They wanted thin walls, windows inside and less pillar. So they were able to achieve it. And it is so, it all started in Napoleon III era. The French was a complete mess. There was no proper drainage system, no proper water system, nothing, no proper streets. The streets were full of rats, cockroaches, insects. The name that it was present here. So again, the Paris needed serious renovation. So he gave this task to Eugene Haussmann. It was a very controversial decision because the Eugene Husman decided to demolish more than 12,000 medieval structures. So a lot of people lost their livelihood, their houses, their businesses. But Eugene Husman didn't care. So he built half of the cities, he built the drainage system, he built the roadways and the healthcare system. But he wanted a unique identity for the Paris. So he decided to build the buildings which are of the same design. And one of the best example of the Husman building is behind me. If you can see the red color restaurant over there, that's the perfect example of Husman building. So the Husman building should be of 6 floors only. 6 floors. 6 floors. The bottom floor would be of businesses and shops. The first floor would be for the storage for the businesses. The first floor would be small in ceiling and small spaces, and it would be used as a storage. The second floor would be is called as the noble floor. It would be for rich people, upper class people. It has big space, big ceilings, plus if you can see there's a long stretched balcony. The third, fourth and the fifth are the normal floor for other people or for the guests. But on the 5th floor there would be a long stretched balcony so that it can match the exterior of the 2nd floor. And the 6th floor, it was for the servant or the laborer, and it should be 45 degrees tilted from the top. So this is the Husman building, and he kept this design unique so that it can match every building he created was of this design. And today it is illegal to make this kind of building because the French government thinks that they might steal the identity, or we can say the copies of that. So they don't want the originality to go away. But still you can make the Husman building, but it should be a bit different. For example, this building. You can see this is almost same, but instead of the 2nd floor they have given the stretched balconies on the 6th and the 5th floor. So you can make, but you have to do something different. If you copy the same design, the French government will sue. And once in a lifetime, every Parisian wants to stay in this kind of building. But after the COVID, most of these apartments are empty. So if you want to rent it, you can. But only in your dreams. It is too damn costly. Okay?
How much?
It depends.
Stop recording. Are those timbers going across? Are those laminated or are those solid pieces?
Some are, no, those are laminated.
Laminated.
Yeah. The straight one are solids.
Okay.
And the curved one are laminated.
Gotcha.
Okay, is everyone here? So please come this side. So I hope everybody has seen how the construction work is going on. Okay, and now we are going to learn something superstition here. So I hope everybody is able to see something weird coming out of the cathedral. A weird looking dog or a possessed looking wolf or a dog. Any idea what this is called?
Gargoyles?
Gargoyles, exactly. Why they are here? Protection, yeah. Security. They are the security of the cathedral. But the question arises, something which looks like evil is protecting the cathedral from evil. Why? Okay, so basically the word gargoyles come from the Latin word gulas or gargulas, which means the throat. It is said that the gargoyles were originated from the northern France or England, but the oldest gargoyle was found in Istanbul, Turkey, from the Constantinople era. So there is a debate where it was first formed. But here they are used as security to scare away the evil spirit or to protect it from the evil spirit. The reason why was again the superstition, because at that time the people used to think that if we put this evil looking gargoyle here, the evil spirit will come and they will see, oh, this cathedral is already possessed, move on to the next one. So that was a superstitious era. Plus they also used to scare the humans. they used to force the humans to go inside the cathedral and ask for forgiveness. Or else, if you don't do it, these are standing right outside to take you to hell. So they forces the people to go inside and ask for forgiveness. But these gargoyles also have one practical application. If you can see, they are 1 meter outside plus their mouths are open. So whenever there is a heavy rainfall, the water gets collected in the cathedral and it comes out from the mouth of the gargoyles. So they act as a water drainage also. So this way, it not just protect the gargoyles not just protect the cathedral from the evil spirit, but also from the water damages done by the rainwater. So, if you see, there is one more gargoyle here which is different from everyone else. Can you see it? Exactly, the hat on. Why? Sorry? Workers? Anyone? Anyone? No one? Okay.
Represent OSHA.
There you go.
Okay, so till now nobody knows. Somebody says she's a worker. Somebody says she's a witch. Somebody says she is the mother of all the gargoyles. So till now it's a mystery. But I believe at that time someone was really bored and wanted to do some creativity.